Yes, sir.
Oh, hello.
Welcome everybody to Like Father, Like Son on Sports, where myself and Tyler get together once a week, talk sports, talk shit,
Yeah.
have a great time. You
Have
know
a
what I'm
good
saying?
time.
We enjoy each other's company, doing what we do best, and sports brings us together.
There we go.
I love you, man. What's going on?
Hey, I'm today's been a day. I'm a little under the weather right now. But what has been fueling me all week is what I watched go down on Sunday evening. It has given me the strength to get up and go through every day this week. It's been hard. It would have been a lot harder had I not seen what I seen.
Yeah, I hear you. I know what you're saying, but before we get into that, we haven't had any personal discussions in a while, I don't think. So,
right, it has been a little bit.
Yeah, is there something you wanted to ask me?
Let's see. What have been some of your favorite or most impactful pets you've had in your life?
So, a couple.
Okay.
And we had a pit bull named Spot.
Okay.
Yeah, because he had a white spot on his foot, on one of his front paws. So, as kids, we said, let's call him Spot. We had him for a long time, man.
Yeah.
Big part of the family. We had a lot of pits growing up, but Spot was one of the first, if not one of the first. He was real influential.
Yeah.
And we had one other dog, a terrier.
Okay.
Named Tyler.
Oh, interesting.
Did Michelle never tell you about Tyler?
No, and that's not like a name you typically give a dog.
Right, but I think because I remember Tyler clear as day, but I've never mentioned him. But he's something I figured Michelle might have mentioned him to you because she's sort of the family historian.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but Tyler was a terrier, man. I got him sophomore year. We got him in '91 football season as a little pup, and he lasted the entire decade of the '90s. I think he was killed actually in '99.
Oh.
After I graduated college, man. The summer maybe he got loose, and another dog from across the street got a hold of him and killed him.
Man.
Yeah, but his name was Tyler. Yep. And so when your name was Tyler, it was sort of, full circle.
Interesting.
Yeah, but he was a real good dog, man. We had him for almost 10 years, and he was a little short little thing, brown and white. He bark at anything, anybody, but wouldn't hurt a fly. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that was another one of my dogs that I hold dear to my heart, man. Any pets that you? So let me ask you this. Since you asked me pets that meant something to me, let me ask you this: how many different types of pets did you have growing up?
Oh, let's see. So I've had dogs a lot.
Okay.
I've had cats.
Okay.
I've had fish.
Okay.
I've had toads.
Wow. Okay.
I've had lizards.
Okay.
Hamsters.
Okay. I'm still looking for a couple of things that I've had that you haven't had yet. Go ahead.
I did have one of my favorite pets I've ever had. I had a ferret.
Wow.
We actually had a couple of ferrets, but one of them was mine. The other one was belonged to my little brothers.
Okay.
Ooh, another one. When I was a little kid, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Real quick, Johnny and Chance had a ferret. just passed away. Maybe you knew. I don't know if you knew or not, but it just passed away from old
I think I
age.
do remember that.
Yeah, like a year ago or so. But yeah, go ahead.
When I was like 4 or 5, I remember I used to get hermit crabs all the time.
Oh, really? Y'all
I
had
remember,
those?
I remember loving hermit crabs when I was a little kid.
Where'd you find those in Wichita?
I'm pretty sure you could get them from like the mall or something back then. Like there'd be like little like kiosks and people would sell hermit crabs.
That is funny.
Yeah, that's like a deep memory I just unlocked.
Yeah, definitely. I've never heard that.
Yeah. Let me see. Anything else?
So growing up, what I had and my brother that we would have to this day if we could, turtles. We always had pet turtles.
I've had turtles too.
Yeah, we loved turtles. I would see when I got older, I would see turtles on the street and I would stop my car, throw them in the back.
No.
I've done that 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
Yeah. One time I had a turtle in my sights. I stopped my car. He was rolling across the street all slow. As soon as I got to him, that sucker shot off across the street, and I couldn't catch him. Yeah,
man.
Yeah, but turtles were big for us, and crawfish.
Crawfish, yeah, I used to catch crawfish, but I don't think I ever kept them like that.
Yeah, we had pet crawfish. We sold a big bucket of crawfish for a big snapping turtle. We was little. We didn't sell it; we exchanged it. Big bucket crawfish for a snapping turtle. Yep.
Did your mom and dad let you bring the snapping turtle back to the house?
So this is a funny story, bro. We put the snapping turtle in our little swimming pool, a little circle. Yeah, swimming pool, which wasn't that deep or big, but you know. And we had a dog, and the dog sniffing around at the turtle, and the turtle jumped up and bit the dog's nose. This is the story my dad tells us. And so we had like some woods behind our house, and he let the turtle go in the woods. We came home and we searched those woods and we could not find that turtle.
Yeah.
So we lost our crawfish and didn't keep the turtle that long.
How did you get the turtle back to the house? You guys carried it back?
Our next door neighbor.
Huh.
So he had the turtle and
so
we had the crawfish. There. Yeah. And we just exchanged. His name was Kurt. He was a white guy, a little older than my brother.
Oh, he was not also a kid?
He was, but if I was 5 or 6, my brother was 8 or 9. He might have been 12. He might have been a preteen.
Gotcha.
Yeah, something like that. Man.
That's funny.
That is, man. I've never had a ferret, but I hear they're really good pets.
They are really nice. I would get one again for sure.
That's what's up.
Another thing, I've never had a bird personally, but my aunt used to have a pet bird.
Oh, wow.
And it was one that talked, and it would at 6 a.m. I'd be staying with her and her girlfriend over the summer. 6 a.m. every morning, that bird is screaming, "Get up! Wake up! Let me out of here! Let me out of here!" I'm like, what is going on? Every morning, like an alarm clock.
And its voice sounds like a human.
Yeah.
It's crazy how birds like that can mimic a human voice without having the human vocal cords.
Right. That's
crazy.
Yeah.
It was a parrot.
It wasn't a parrot. I don't know what kind of bird it was. It was white, kind of a bigger bird, not like a big.
It wasn't a parrot.
No, it wasn't a parrot.
A Choctaw? No, it wasn't a Choctaw. Wow, that's crazy. Cause I thought only parrots could talk. Maybe I'm wrong. But no, that's awesome.
A white cockatoo.
A cockatoo. So cockatoos can talk. Okay, I didn't know a cockatoo could talk, but that's what's up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's get into Super Bowl recap, my brother.
Oh my Lord.
Yeah. let's dive right into it. We have 5 takeaways from the Super Bowl.
Yep.
And so let's look at takeaway number 1. Kansas City's O-line is a problem and was a problem in the Super Bowl.
Yeah. You could blame it on the Philadelphia Eagles' good pass rush.
Yeah.
They do have a great.
That's who I would blame it on.
I'm sorry?
That's who I would blame it on.
Right. But the O-line problems are still there for the Chiefs, and it's not like a new observation. I think that Chiefs fans, at least my friends, have known that this is a problem they've had this year. They just continue to overcome it.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, if you saw something bad going on in the game that wasn't, I can't even say that. It was an obvious problem. It's just what I'm trying to get at. It's been an obvious problem all year, and it was just outlined even bigger on the biggest game, on the biggest stage for this sport. So
is there a left tackle, John Tooney? Is he a All-Pro? I want to say he's an All-Pro.
Yeah.
And yet, Sweat was running through him like he was a rookie.
And he may have had some injuries this year, which left him not at his best.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. But that was no excuse for KC's O-line to allow Philadelphia to rush 4 guys consistently and still get that much pressure on.
Did not blitz once all
Patrick
game.
Mahomes. Didn't blitz one time. I don't think I've ever seen a game where a team didn't blitz at all. Maybe.
And had that much.
Yeah, and had that much success, right?
Yeah.
There are coordinators who don't believe in blitzing, right? But they don't always have success like that.
Right.
And on the biggest stage like that.
Yeah. And if Kansas City is anything, they're the team that even when they don't have everything they need to have, they're going to show up and they're going to play. So for you to just shut them down completely like that, you can accredit it to the Eagles' good D-line. Yes, you can, but the offensive line has to have some problems too. Yeah,
and not only that, but something we'll get into. One of our other topics is that the receivers didn't get open. They didn't get any separation. You know, and that was so it wasn't all on the O-line, but a lot of it was because it wasn't blitz. It was just 4 guys, and they was on skates.
Yeah, whole time. Mahomes was on skates. That man.
Yeah, absolutely. Generally, Mahomes is able to, when receivers don't get open all season, he was able to run for timely first downs and get out of bounds and things of that nature. Couldn't do that in the Super Bowl.
Could not.
You know, and I'm pretty sure that Philadelphia's plan to go in was to not pressure him because he does so well against pressure.
Right.
But if he did well against non-pressure, I'm sure Philadelphia's DC would say, okay, we've got to pressure this guy.
Yeah.
Right? And maybe that would have created some gaps in the defensive backfield for the receivers, but they never got going. The running game never got going.
Nope.
And Mahomes never got loose to get any timely first downs. And a big part of that was because the O-line was a problem.
Did him no
and
favor.
Not in a good way.
No, and they were getting holdings out the wazoo.
Yeah.
It's like they were playing with glue on their hands. Something
they had to
could have been doing.
And I'm looking. You better hold because those guys, Jordan Davis and Carter, you got to hold them cats.
Yeah.
Because they was getting through there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. next one. Eagles didn't need Saquon to run up to score, and I put run. I capitalized run.
Yeah.
Right. They didn't need Saquon to run the ball and run up to score. Now, in my opinion, the Chiefs did a really nice job of stopping Saquon, and I'm pretty sure that was their defense's number one job, and that's what they focused on all week.
Yeah.
Let's stop Saquon. Let's make Philadelphia one-dimensional. The only problem, as I see it, is in stopping Saquon, Philadelphia never became one-dimensional because Jalen Hurts continues to hurt them with timely runs.
Exactly.
You know.
Yeah, I think that's a big thing. You think shut Saquon down, and then what else does this team have? Well,
yeah, right. We'll sit back on the pass, right?
Yeah, right. But Saquon, they don't just have the ball to give Saquon for it to be carried. You know, Jalen Hurts can pick up where Saquon leaves off, and he did exactly that.
Absolutely.
Every time he needed to, and Saquon didn't ever get going really.
Yeah.
But I mean, it doesn't matter. My friends were all talking about how they were happy that the Chiefs were at least able to shut Saquon down. But like, I just feel like you can't get tunnel visioned on Saquon like that, and you already know that you have a good run defense as is.
Yeah.
So for what seemed to be most of their defensive game plan, shut down Saquon because that's all they were able to do.
Right.
I feel like maybe they should have had something else in their back pocket, you know.
So what I didn't see from Chiefs defense is a spy on Jalen Hurts.
Mm-hmm.
And I would have thought that they would have had one on him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, given his prowess to run the ball.
Right.
I also didn't see the Eagles with a spy on Patrick Mahomes. I saw the linebackers dropping. They were getting there, but they didn't need a spy because the defensive line was so disciplined and not allowing him to break free.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought that the Chiefs could have put a spy on Jalen Hurts, and they didn't.
Right.
And that might have hurt him. You know,
for sure, it definitely did.
Yep.
It just always perplexes me when it seems like teams forget that Jalen Hurts is good on his legs too. Like, I know that that's like a big Lamar thing, and like that's the one thing Lamar is pioneered for in the league.
Right.
You know?
Yep.
But Jalen Hurts is very capable on those feet, and he shows us week in and week out.
Week in and week out, yes, he does.
When teams go to play them, they don't account for that.
Right.
And I just don't understand that. That's why the whole cool, you succeeded on your game plan of shutting down Saquon, but that's not all you were gonna have to do to win this game.
Right.
So I feel like for that to be the biggest thing for you and your team coming into it, you're foolish, in my opinion.
Exactly. I mean, and I'm a defensive coordinator. So stopping the run is always going to be the number one thing that you would want to do as a defense, especially going against a predominantly running team, right? But it encompasses everything. It encompasses the running back and the running quarterback,
right?
And I'm sure they thought that Jalen Hurts would get his, but they would still be able to, stop Philadelphia's offense, and they just didn't do it.
They did not.
Yeah, Philadelphia's offense was humming.
Oof.
All right, so that was the second takeaway from the Super Bowl. The third takeaway. Read that for me.
The Chiefs are not actually that great when they don't get the calls.
And the in quotation marks. The meaning critical calls at critical times.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This game was a pretty, I'd say, one of the more ref hands-off games of the season, just in general. Especially one involving the Kansas City Chiefs. In fact, a lot of the calls I remember were the Chiefs' offensive line holding on for dear life on one of the D linemen of the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah.
I revert back to my friends because those are the people that are fans of this team that I talk to the most. They're all like, it's just so crazy now that since the refs didn't say anything, no one's blaming everything on the Chiefs. Like, yeah, the one game, the refs don't give you game-breaking call after game-breaking call. You look terrible.
You get blew out.
Like it's not even remotely close at all.
Yes.
There's no one score. It's utter domination the entire time.
Absolutely.
Is it a coincidence? Or is it you kind of look like you would have looked like this the rest of the season had the refs not bailed you all year?
You would have lost an extra 2
to 4
games,
in my opinion.
Yep.
Like, not just a couple. I think you would have lost a few of them things.
2 to 4. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's that? 2 to 4. Mm-hmm. Yep.
So
now there were a couple of questionable calls in the beginning of the game. One went against Philadelphia, one went against the Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
But after that, it was relatively let them play, let the players decide.
Exactly.
But we also got to talk about the elephant in the room, or the elephant in Kansas City's room, which was the referees were being talked about all week about how they give Mahomes calls.
Right.
I'm pretty damn sure that the Chiefs hated that. Because once you hear something going in your favor for so long, you just know the refs are probably going to do their best to make it go the opposite way.
Right.
Yeah. The refs were getting bashed
heavily.
Regarding making those calls.
Kind of deservedly so, because
definitely deservedly so.
The calls were outrageous at times.
Yeah, like, I know. You're right, and I'm glad it was a talking point.
Yeah.
However, I just feel like the Chiefs probably was like, "Oh, why us?"
Right.
You know. But I'm definitely glad that it was a talking because it needed to be.
Definitely did.
Yeah, I couldn't take another walk-off Chiefs Super Bowl victory.
Right. And there was times still in this game where I saw things where I was like, oh, that's gonna be a flag, and it wasn't. And it could have been.
Yeah.
But I still do enjoy the really refs being more hands off in a game.
Yeah.
You know?
Definitely.
Even when there were things I saw where I was like, maybe that should be called or maybe not. It felt a little better that they took the let's not call any and everything that could be a flag.
Right.
A flag. Like I like that. It kind of made the game more fun. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
When you're just watching the game and every little thing's getting called, and it's like, yeah, I can kind of understand. It just kind of takes it out of you. Takes the enjoyment out. You know?
Exactly.
So
exactly.
I enjoyed that about it. Sure.
Yeah, definitely. Now, I hope that the sort of the aura surrounding Patrick Mahomes with the referees, I hope the referees can sort of call him more fairly moving forward.
Agreed.
You know, and that aura of invincibility is gone.
Yeah.
You know.
So, I agree. Hopefully, next season doesn't come and we're right back to where we were. That would be unfortunate. Hopefully, it can continue to carry on.
Right. Now the fourth takeaway from the Super Bowl. KC needs help in the receiver room.
they do.
Yeah. So they have some good players now. Xavier Worthy was the best offensive player all night for them, and he's a rookie.
Granted, those stats were in super garbage time. A lot of them were.
I mean, because they couldn't get anything going, but
yeah,
he
that.
probably was running open a lot, and they just couldn't get him the ball.
Right.
Yeah. But, other than that, Travis Kelce shut down. He's still a great player in my opinion, and I think next year he'll hit the ground running.
If he plays.
DeAndre Hopkins, what do you think about him?
Them drops were not what you want out of a receiver of his caliber.
Yeah.
The drops were pretty bad. Aside from that, I think he only caught like 2 balls. I wasn't very impressed.
Didn't he catch the touchdown and a 2-point conversion?
He did get a touchdown.
And he caught the last 2-point conversion.
Right. Yeah, he had 2 receptions.
So he only had 2 receptions?
Yep, for 18 yards and a touchdown.
Oh, okay. Well, so they don't count the 2-point conversion as a reception. It's just a point after attempt.
And then Juju had 2 receptions. Hollywood Brown had 2. Hunt, Pacheco, and Noah Gray all had 1.
Kelce had 0 receptions?
Oh, no. Kelce had 4 for 39. Worthy 8 for 157.
Who?
Worthy.
Oh, Worthy. Yeah. Okay. So, I think in this draft, they'll probably prioritize another offensive weapon, whether it's a running back, right, or a receiver. Probably best the one that's best available in the first round. They need one, and they have Worthy to take the top off the defense, so maybe they'll get a slot.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well, definitely go receiver in the draft, probably first round, like you said. Xavier Worthy is gonna be a fantastic receiver next year.
Yes, he is.
Travis Kelce, I'm not fully on the train that he is going to be playing next year. I think he may retire this offseason.
Okay.
I kind of feel like this was probably one of his downest years he's had. He did well. He's had a slow start. He did end up picking it up later on in the season, but still not the greatest year for him. And his performance in the Super Bowl was not good. Watching him sitting on the bench with his head down in his hands kind of gave me the same feeling I had when I watched Ben Roethlisberger cry alone on the bench after we beat them in the playoffs a few years ago. He just looked utterly defeated. Like he had the Chiefs, they just generally carry this feeling with them, and you can see it on them, and feel it like oozing off of them. Just like it may not look good right now, but it's gonna look great for us soon. He not once at any point did I see the camera pan to him on the bench, and I felt like he felt like this was gonna end up going well for himself and his team. To me, he just looks a little checked out, and maybe it's a focus thing, and he just needs to get that back, and he will come back and play good again next year. Yeah, but
he's definitely. Go ahead.
Don't think he is going to come back and play next year, and I think if he
does.
What
year is this for Kelce?
Ooh. What year is this? How many seasons is this? I know he's 36.
Because I think he has some good years left. Because a lot of times with a loss, cats, they have a bad taste in their mouth for football.
Right.
Now you're coming off a loss, plus you got to do all the grinding of getting ready for the upcoming season.
He's
So
played
that
11
makes
seasons so far.
so far 11.
Yeah.
I think he could play. I think he wants. I think he'll play 13, 14. I think Kelsey will play a few more. Now, granted, he's dating a superstar, so anything can happen with that. He's got a really good podcast. So he's got some things going off the field. So
Yeah.
what you're saying is absolutely true. He could definitely hang it up. But I feel like after going on vacation for a month, thinking about the team they have coming back, and that it still got some good people. I think that he'll, probably want to run it back.
Yeah.
But he'll need some help. He'll need some help.
He could definitely want to come back. He has said that he is just going to take his time.
Yeah.
To figure out what it is he wants to do.
Okay.
So we'll see with that.
Yeah.
But in the event that he does leave, the Chiefs are going to need some help. I don't know that they're going to bring DeAndre Hopkins back. They might, but I'm not sure if that's.
I'm not sure either. I'm pretty sure that relationship hasn't worked out as well as the Chiefs had hoped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Juju, I honestly, until a few weeks ago, forgot that he was still on the Kansas City Chiefs. Basically, what I'm getting at is if Travis doesn't come back, all this receiving room, all that's left here is Xavier Worthy. Granted, that's a star. That's your wide receiver 1 right there.
Yeah.
Everyone else is just kind of, I guess they have Hollywood Brown, but even then,
you got to get them the ball, though. They got to get open, one of the two.
Right.
The only one
hasn't been,
that consistently gets open deep is Worthy. He just runs by cats. Like, he just runs by safeties, deep safeties, and Worthy beats them. I'm like,
oh, they have
come on.
I blank. They have Rashee Rice too, right? He's just hurt.
Okay.
So you have Rice, you have Worthy.
Yep.
You may or may not have Travis Kelce back. That's still up in the air at this point. It needs hope. It's not the worst thing in the world, but it definitely needs some work.
Yeah, definitely.
Needs some fine tuning.
All right, let's look at takeaway number 5.
Eagles defense looks like they could be dominant for a long time. What you got to say about it, Dad? What you got to say?
I think you're right, man. They're young. They're athletic. They have superstars on all 3 levels. They have edge rushers. They have interior run stoppers and rushers. The linebackers are getting better. And they have 2 rookie corners that can both be all pro at some point.
Yeah.
So, they're only going to add to that already dominant defense, man. And you're absolutely right, man. Looks like their defense can be really good for a long time. And Vic Fangio is sort of masterfully. He's a really old. He's much older defensive coordinator, and sometimes the older guys don't always mesh with the younger players.
Right.
He's doing a really good job of coordinating that young defense.
Yeah.
And I feel like, just like I felt with Steve Spagnuolo for the Chiefs defense, if Vic Fangio can stay there, I think they'll be good for a long time. If he decides to leave or if he retires or anything, then maybe they take a step back with the new coordinator. I don't know. But they got some dogs over there, and they're only going to add to those dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree with everything you said. It's really exciting. These rookie corners they have, especially Cooper, with him not being on the starting lineup initially until maybe like midway through the season, they put him on. they put him in the game, and instantly this defense goes from what am I seeing here to oh my god, what am I seeing here? So if a player like him can come in mid-season and just flip with a defense like that, and it stay consistent and remain consistent and strong, even against what is, according to a lot of people, the best team in football, being the Kansas City Chiefs, to completely shut down Patrick Mahomes, similar to how Tampa Bay's defense did a few years prior, is insane, and it's scary. It kind of
they put him in, and so Quinyon, was it Mitchell?
Yeah,
is on the outside, and Cooper DeJean he's a slot corner. So he's guarding the slot on the inside, and that's a tough position to play. You've got to be tough enough to play the run and skilled enough to play the pass. And he as a rookie, he's doing both. And that's a solid player, man. And he was the one to take the interception back for a touchdown.
His first interception.
First interception of the season.
First career interception.
Yeah, and
it was also a pick six.
For a pick six.
In the Super Bowl on his birthday.
Hey, if that's not kismet, I don't know what is.
That's crazy.
That's kismet. That's apropos. That's all the different colorful languages that you want to say. But that was nice to see.
It was nice to see, but as I was saying, it makes it's kind of scary. It puts the rest of the league on notice, you know. That defense is real, really real, and we've seen teams play with it, but I don't know with how they played in that game. That was like they leveled up completely.
And the score was 40-22, but it really wasn't that close.
No, it was not close at all.
At all, man.
It was 24-0 at halftime.
Yeah, and 34-0 at one point in the third quarter.
I loved it. You know, something I strongly considered painting my face green for this podcast episode. I wanted to so bad, but it was too last minute when I thought about it. I was like, nah.
That would have been funny.
It'd have been hilarious.
But one more thing, and that was the 5 takeaways from the Super Bowl. But one other thing, I would like to congratulate the Trotter family. Jeremiah Trotter played for the Philadelphia Eagles and is in the Philadelphia Eagles Ring of Honor. And his son, the backup linebacker for Philadelphia and special teams player, who made one heck of a special teams tackle I saw in the game. And then he did his dad's Axeman.
Woo!
Yep. Got him a Super Bowl. So we got him a Super Bowl ring 20 years after his dad lost the Super Bowl to the New England Patriots and Tom Brady. So that congratulations to them.
Congratulations, everybody.
Yes, sir. So now on to NFL headlines.
Ooh, real quick before we move on, did you enjoy the halftime show?
Yeah, let's talk about it. I did. And I know you're a big Kendrick fan, and I've always just known Kendrick for whatever song he has on the radio. I really didn't delve in his album like that. But you and your younger brother Evan are huge Kendrick Lamar fans, and so I watched the halftime intently, listen to the songs, and see the presentation, and I was pleasantly surprised. I enjoyed all of the red, white, blue, the background, the dancers, the movements, and everything. I enjoyed all of that before I even knew some of the symbolic natures of it all. Yeah, because I know you probably know a lot of the things, but I missed some of the things that were sort of shots at Drake and just symbolic because it just went over my head. So I got to work the next day. They told me about some things. I went back to YouTube, rewatched the halftime show, and I caught all these things that I'd missed from the first time I saw it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really liked it. What about you?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It was very symbolic throughout the whole thing. But it's not that I didn't expect it to be, just because of the kind of rapper Kendrick is. If you really, as a Kendrick Lamar fan, thought that he was just going to go up there and he was just going to do all his most popular songs, then I don't know what to tell you. I don't think they're the same rapper. And there's been a lot of criticism because he decided to do "Not Like Us," the big diss song against Drake.
Yeah, was he told not to do that song?
No, he wasn't told not to. Okay. But people just think that he made his whole performance about dissing Drake when he played like 2 songs related to the whole beef they have.
Yeah,
out of a 12-song set list.
To be fair, those were the 2 hottest.
Right, which is understandable, and I mean, obviously, he did want Drake to know. Like, he did want to make a statement to that man still. He wanted to, poke him, egg him on a little more with that. But for people to say that he made his whole thing about Drake just because he did those 2 songs.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. Yeah.
With so much going on in the background, it's just it just kind of gets old quick to me when I hear that. So it's been a shame to hear all of that. But his performance was good. And I mean, if you just want a Super Bowl halftime show that looks good and feels good, then I understand that too. And that's okay. Yeah. Because things like this with more messages, like, it's not for everybody, and that's fine. I'm not going to knock anyone for not wanting to have to sit there and go look at a YouTube video of it again just to pick up on each one of these different things. That's fine. If that's not your cup of tea, then it's not your cup of tea. But I mean, you shouldn't knock the man for how he wants to do his Super Bowl.
So I have a couple of things about the performance. Number one, and it's not about the performance, but Drake is suing him for the song "Not Like Us" and suing Universal and for letting him put it out and that type of thing. My point with that is Drake has had some really public beefs.
A lot.
The least of which is Meek Mill, who Meek Mill stopped beefing with him, and he continued to tour with a Meek Mill doll. He just destroyed this guy. But now he wants to sue, and he can't take getting destroyed himself. Yeah, like stop it, Drake.
For real.
Yeah, that's number one. And number two, the YouTube. When I watched the YouTube, it had like 100 million views. Like, I read that the YouTube performance of They Not Like the halftime show, it had more views in one day than Usher's halftime had in 11 months.
Yeah.
So everybody wanted to see it, and the people that saw it rewatched it, and the people that didn't see it watched it on YouTube. Yeah.
It was definitely a good one, and I mean, maybe it's just the loud minority that's complaining about it.
Yeah.
But it is tiring to get on social media and see just people bashing him over it. It's like, dude.
Yeah, and I mean,
move on.
Yeah, and you're a big fan, so it's tiring. It's not tiring for me.
Right.
But you're a big fan, so I'm sure it's tiring for you.
It is.
And probably Evan.
And because, like, I can understand that completely. Like, it wasn't my favorite halftime show of all time. My favorite one, personally, is The Weeknd's a few years ago. I love that one. I was locked into it. from start to finish.
Right.
So like I get it.
Right.
But I don't know.
Yeah.
It was good. I enjoyed it.
It was. Did you see Serena? I had to
Yeah,
go
I
back.
did.
And see Serena. I didn't see her the first time.
He was like, that looks like Serena Williams. And I was like, that is Serena Williams.
Crip walking. Oh, them legs was big. What the nice legs Serena has. Go ahead, Serena.
She got them on
her. Yeah. So now we'll get into NFL headlines, man. And one of the big headlines that you wanted to talk about.
Oh boy.
Hey man, Myles Garret requests trade out of Cleveland, bro. And I don't think not a soul in this world that's not from Cleveland blames him. Maybe you, since you're in Wichita.
I don't.
Go ahead.
Look, so whenever the first broke that he wanted to get out and he put that whole message out on his social media and stuff, I was upset for sure. Best player on our team, my favorite player on our team, but I could also understand, does it feel like the Browns are going to go to the Super Bowl next year? No, it does not feel like that right now. That could change. Between
now and next year?
Look, you never know. Okay? But look. No, I understood, and I think it's fair. I just don't think we move off of him I don't think we move off of him this offseason for sure. And also, it's not like I saw Jameis Winston was doing a podcast or an interview or something, and he made comments about how working in the Browns organization, it didn't feel organizationally, it didn't feel like a team that was deteriorating. Yeah. Yes, there were some things here and there that he noticed in practice and throughout the building, but it's simple stuff that you can notice anywhere. It didn't feel like this is a culture that is going bad. If anything, it feels like it's one that's good and that's been getting good and is rising,
And I can see that with
still missing some pieces around.
Yeah.
And David Njoku said, he was like, I really want Myles to stay. It feels like we're so close. I feel it. It doesn't feel like we're entering a rebuild, like we're going to start from scratch anytime soon. And Denzel Ward also said similar things. So all the other leaders of this team seems as though they're all trying to rally together to keep Myles here, or to get him to at least want to stay here, not force him or be like, hey, no, just hold out, But they just want to keep the unit together, just like the fans want the unit to stay together. So that's really.
So my take on it is that Myles Garret just won Defensive Player of the Year last year, right? Mm-hmm. And he had a great season this year. His stock is not any higher than it's ever going to be. I think Cleveland should trade him and get the king's ransom that they can get for him, and try and build towards a Super Bowl team that he doesn't think you guys are at right now.
Right.
He's trying to leave because you guys don't have the pieces and the necessary draft capital or anything to become Super Bowl contenders. And you guys need to use him to become Super Bowl contenders.
That's fair, but I just don't know that there's enough out there right now. I feel like there will be more come next year that I feel more safe and secure with. And I feel like the Browns are the same. And trading him now is like a lot of dead cap. I don't think we're really equipped to deal with this.
How long does he have on his contract?
Let me
Okay, no, I mean, I'm just asking. But dead cap, smed cap. Get what you can get, because once somebody requests a trade, it's tough for them to be all in. And even if they say, "Yeah, I'm back. I'm locked in," right? It's tough for you as a coach to believe that they are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I would say he requested a trade. He man enough to say it publicly. So let's start looking. Tell him to go out there. Tell his people to find a package that you guys can live with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just don't
Give me
think
2 packages. Don't bring me 1. Bring me 2. We'll decide what's best for us.
He has 2 years left on his contract for $39 million.
2 years left. It's
2 years left. Yeah,
$19.5 million a year. That's not that. I mean, he's a defensive player, so it's not like he's a quarterback.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know how much of that is guaranteed. Probably not all.
Right.
Maybe maybe 30.
I don't. Am I going to be all that mad if we move off from this year? No, because I personally wouldn't want to be like, hey, no, we're not moving you.
But it's going to depend on what y'all get. Am I right?
Right.
Y'all don't. If it's the Luka Doncic deal, you're gonna be pissed. I guarantee it.
Yeah, for sure. But at the same time, I feel like I don't want him to feel as though the organization is disrespecting him after all he's done for us, because we won't.
If y'all don't trade him, that's exactly what he's gonna think.
Yeah, I know. I just wish there was a way we could. No, I understand. I just wish there was a way we could. Hopefully, what I'm hoping for is with Njoku and Ward and Jameis all coming out and like talking about how it's not all that bad. Like a lot of people are thinking it is inside the Cleveland's organization right now, based on of what Myles has said.
Okay. I'm hoping. So give me what your in order to keep him right, to not trade him, and then to keep him happy. What would you do?
See, you can't. In order to keep him happy and keep him here, he wants a Super Bowl, so we're gonna have to make the best move towards that.
There you go. So what would you do? 1 or 2 moves that
probably means draft a quarterback.
Okay, so you would draft a quarterback as opposed to sign one.
Well, we could sign one. I'm not the biggest fan of a lot of these vets out here.
There you go. I mean, that's so, fine.
If we could get our hands on like a Matthew Stafford, I think I'd be more than happy to take that.
Absolutely.
Sure. But
absolutely.
And it's also hard because I don't know where I'm at on this year's quarterback draft class. I don't necessarily feel like a lot of things, like I've said before in other episodes.
You're right. I feel the same way. It's top heavy.
Yeah.
After the first 2, maybe 3, everybody else are projects.
Right. Yeah. So
I would think
Matt Stafford is the best bet. You go get Matt Stafford.
I would think Cleveland would need somebody in free agency.
Yeah.
And then Matthew Stafford will be at the top of the list, but if it's not him,
it could be Kirk. Who's not Kirk Cousins?
Yeah, Kirk. I still believe in Kirk. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I don't
believe in Sam Darnold. If the Vikings gonna let him go,
there you go. I don't want Aaron Rodgers though.
No,
thank you. That's a headache. I don't need that.
He's an ornery old man. Don't need him.
No A-Rod. Yeah. Don't want Russell. I do not. But yeah, I hope we don't have to move off of them. But if we do, we better get a haul off of him. It better be a lot.
Better not be a player for player.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
I couldn't even think of a player for player straight trade right now that I would be okay with.
That would make sense. What if it was Myles Garret to the Rams for Matt Stafford?
Nah, it's not enough for me to pay.
I know that's not enough. Matt
Not
Stafford is
enough.
way older than Myles Garrett. That was the Doncic AD deal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that ain't enough. You
Literally.
gotta give me way more than that, brother. Yeah. All right. Next headline.
Boom. Joe Burrow willing to restructure his own contract to keep star players from leaving.
That's noble.
It is very noble.
Noble, but guess what? It's sort of necessary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna have to be.
You can't always just be the highest paid and think people are gonna stay.
Right.
Yeah. So
But
it's sort of necessary.
It is nice to see that he's willing to take that blow because I'm not sure Jamar Chase is willing to.
No.
But it just go ahead.
But the receivers aren't paid like quarterbacks though.
Right.
Like the pay cut. The pay cut for Burrow could be from $40 million a year to 30.
Yeah.
Jamar Chase is high. It's probably going to be, $25 million.
Right.
Maybe a little more, but so yeah. But I see what you're saying.
It's just for a unit that so much talks about how they want to stick together. I hear Joe talk, and it's talking about whatever I need to do with my contract to make sure I still get Chase and Higgins to throw the ball to. I'm gonna do. You see T. Higgins talk about how whatever he needs to do to stay here, he's gonna do because this is where he wants to play.
Yeah.
But then you see Chase talk about it, and he's like, "I just want what's fair to me." That's a different answer than what the other two guys gave.
Absolutely.
And it's not. I'm not saying you shouldn't get what's fair to you, but I'm saying if you are on the complete same page with these two guys, that this is where you want to be at, and this is the unit that needs to stay together for it to work here.
Yep.
I think you give me an answer, more similar to the ones your two fellow teammates said.
Yeah.
Rather than that. But at the same time, maybe it is a good thing to be selfish in that moment, because it is your money and your livelihood at the end.
So, do they want T. Higgins and Jamar Chase, or are they trying to take one over the other? I mean, obviously they will take Chase over Higgins, but are they trying to keep Higgins as well?
I believe they're trying to keep them together for sure.
Do they have a tight end? Who's their tight end? I don't remember just a top-notch tight end. They need to get a well-rounded offense. They need two really good receivers, a really good tight end. Chase Brown had proved himself to be a nice running back this year.
Yes, he did.
Mm-hmm. But they can also get like a running back in a different style, so they can have two different types of running backs.
Their tight end's name? Oh, they have Mike Gesicki.
Yeah, he's not really a pass catcher.
And Drew Sample. I don't know who Drew Sample is, though. But.
Yeah. Yep. I've heard of that name, but that's it.
It'd be cool if they could. I mean, personally for me, hey, don't keep them together. Split it all the way up. We don't need no Bengals success in this near future. But not coming from the perspective of a Browns fan.
A Browns fan, absolutely.
It would be nice for them for sure if they could keep that little unit together.
Yep.
If they could keep Trey Hendrickson, their star defensive player, there.
Yes, sir.
We'd be able to build and grow off that. That'd be super cool. And I just thought it was pretty dope that Joe Burrow was willing to take a cut on his end to keep the other.
Yeah, no, I mean, I feel you. Super dope is one thing, but I think it's necessary.
Right.
Yeah. Next headline. Saints hire Kellen Moore as head coach.
Boom.
We knew this was going to happen.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because they were the only team still left without hiring a head coach, and they couldn't make the move public until after the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Kellen Moore has had, he's had tough times as a coach in Dallas, and he's had success in Philadelphia. So, we'll see as a head coach, though.
Yeah. I saw Saquon say that Kellen Moore is he meant a lot to the offense. And
he was
the
OC,
offense in
I'm sure he
Philadelphia.
did.
Yeah, he said that he meant a lot to them, and that he believes wholeheartedly that he's going to do a fantastic job in New Orleans. So that's exciting for them.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of a shit job to walk into right now. So
that was my thing.
He doesn't see immediate success. I'm not going to point the finger completely at him to start. Right. I mean, of course, we're going to have to just see how it goes, but he does kind of have that excuse going into it, at least this first season.
Right.
The situation he's walking into is by no means a favorable one.
Absolutely. Who's the Saints quarterback?
Spencer Rattler and Derek Carr.
Wow. And who?
Derek Carr.
Okay. Well, Derek Carr is decent. He was hurt. He got hurt this year.
Yeah.
Spencer Rattler, I've never been a fan of. Even he's the quarterback from Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the Saints started off this year really well, right? And you and I were high on them.
2-0.
And 40 points both games.
40 points both games.
And then they fell off a cliff.
Crashed and slid and
Clint Kubiak was the coordinator, so I'm pretty sure he won't be back.
No. No.
I think Kellen Moore, I haven't heard, but I imagine he will be a head coach that calls the offensive plays.
Yeah.
Do you think so? Yeah, I think so. Yep. So we'll see who he gets as the OC, but I don't think it'll be Clint Kubiak.
Right.
But yeah, the offense, they have Alvin Kamara still.
They have Olave.
They have Chris Olave. Yep.
Yeah. They have let me think. They got Taysom Hill, which he's not like the most elite player ever, but he's serviceable and whenever you
really good tight end and does a lot of other things. Absolutely. Yeah. Yep.
I don't remember any other notable players.
Right. The main thing, they'll probably have to work on that O-line.
Yeah, for sure.
Probably have to add some pieces to that.
Yeah.
And you always want to show up your defense, man. Mm-hmm. Offense's best friend is a top 10 defense, baby.
Yeah, they got to get their quarterback situation figured out, though, because Derek Carr is just not there anymore.
Yeah.
Spencer Rattler didn't look like he was going to be there anytime soon whenever he was on the field.
Yeah. So do you think they'll go free agent or they should go draft?
Probably free agent and wait another year or two, maybe.
Wait another year. I'm not saying 2.
Yeah.
So this
maybe
is my
not
philosophy.
2, but just another one,
This is my philosophy. As a bad team, a team needing a quarterback, you should always draft a quarterback. Whether it's late round, early round, whatever. In a draft like this year, where the quarterback's not deep, I would draft the quarterback probably after the 3rd round.
Yeah.
Yep. Put him in the room, see how good he can get next year. If it's a better draft, maybe draft the quarterback higher. You never know. Just always draft it. A quarterback until you have a room full of solid guys.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
Yeah. Draft one late is probably the better option. Get someone else in free agency.
Yeah, for this year, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Sure. Another quick thing about the Saints before we move on.
Mm-hmm.
Before I saw they hired Kellen Moore, I did see that Cliff Kingsbury, they were all ready to give him the job, but he declined in deciding to stay in Washington as the offensive coordinator.
Oh, really?
Over because he wanted to stay with Jaden Daniels, which I think
he didn't want the head job in New Orleans.
Nope, he wanted to stay with JD.
Okay, we'll see how that works out.
I liked it though. When I read that, I was like, "That's what I'm talking about."
Yeah, absolutely. Next headline.
Here we go. Ooh. Rams look to shop Cooper Kupp and Matthew Stafford during the offseason.
Okay. So are the Rams trying to rebuild? Is that what we're seeing here?
Potentially. But I'm not sure. So I saw that Cooper Kupp came out and said that the Rams told him that they are immediately going to be seeking a trade involving him. So he is the one that's on the shop block. He's on the top of their shop list right now.
Okay.
But they also have said that they're open to hearing things involving quarterback Matthew Stafford. And I think Matthew's wife came out and said that they're just speaking for herself and Matt, that they're also open to listening to offers from other places. So it's kind of surprising. I mean, the Cooper Kupp one is more surprising to me than the Matthew Stafford one. I can get wanting to move off from Matt. He's getting older. You don't really see a window with him right now. Yeah. It's fine. Yeah. But wanting to get rid of Cooper Kupp so quick when he's still a fantastic wide receiver. Yes, you have Puka Nacua. Don't get it twisted. He has quickly rose to the top of their room for sure.
Right. Yep.
But when Puka's hurt, which happened this year, Coop's there. When Coop's hurt, Puka's there. Yep. Both these guys get injuries throughout the regular season, but they make up for it because it's thankfully not at the same time.
Right.
Where it does happen to them. I don't know. I was just surprised to see that they were so hurried because it literally said, we are immediately seeking a trade. Like, that means, like, you want me gone, like, now.
Like right now.
Maybe it is rebuild. Maybe it's screaming rebuild in my face and I just can't hear it.
Yeah. So we know that Puka Nacua is not going anywhere. Their running game, I think it was solid this year. They could definitely use an upgrade in running back, or add another piece to the running back room.
I like Kyron Williams. I reckon
he's been there for a while, but I like him.
Yeah,
I like him, but he's like a lightning. They could add a thunder to his lightning type of back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if they get rid of Cooper Kupp and Matthew Stafford, basically you're telling me that we're trying to rebuild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you take Cooper Kupp?
So let's put it as a Texan fan needing another receiver. Would I take Cooper Kupp? Of course, but at the right price.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would take him easily at the right price, but obviously it depends on how high he thinks of himself.
Right.
Yeah.
How high do you think of him? Like if they were like, Mr. Jackson, go send LA this, go send him an offer for Kupp. What are you sending?
I think he's still a good receiver. I think he's a 2-year, $20 million receiver.
Okay.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
He's not a $20 million a year receiver.
Right.
Yeah. But he's better. He's much, much better than a veteran's minimum.
Yeah, and a lot of teams are going to want him. I mean, a team we talked about earlier that's in need of some help in the wide receiver room, the Kansas City Chiefs, they might be potential buyers for a Cooper Kupp.
Absolutely.
What's screaming in my head right now? The
Not
Buffalo
only
Bills.
Buffalo, absolutely.
They have a pretty youthful wide receiver room right now that could use some veteran presence.
Those are two good teams.
Yeah.
The Texans is another good team that could use another receiver.
Mm-hmm.
But Cleveland could use him.
Yeah, a lot of teams could.
Yeah, but they would have to. Cleveland has to figure out their quarterback situation before receivers go flocking to you guys.
And our receiving core isn't even bad. We've still got Jerry Jeudy. We still got some younger guys in Cedric Tillman.
Jerry Jeudy has only had success with your boy.
I've seen the flashes. Okay.
But you've got to do more than flash if you want to make it in this league.
Exactly. And Jameis Winston's got to do more than throw the ball to anyone but Jerry Jeudy. Talking about defenders. Okay. Because when he connected with that man,
Jeudy, it was fire. Yeah, it was lightning.
Yeah.
It was lightning in a bottle. Like 250 yards lightning.
There we go.
Yeah. You're right, man.
But again,
I'm not. Can do that with another quarterback.
Yeah. Lots of good teams for Cooper to land. Lots of good teams for Matt to land. I'd be down for us to land Matthew Stafford.
And I'd be down for the Texans to land Cooper Kupp. Next headline. 49ers look to shop Deebo Samuels during the offseason. Texans, anyone?
Okay.
Like, as much as I'm fine with the Texans getting Cooper Kupp, getting Deebo would be my number one priority. Or it would be higher than Cooper Kupp, in my opinion.
Okay. Why is that?
I think he's they both get hurt. Like, Deebo gets hurt every year. Mm-hmm. Cooper Kupp gets hurt every year. Maybe it's the type of guys they are, the type of receivers they are, right? Mm-hmm. But I think Deebo is younger.
Okay.
I think Cooper Kupp has more tread on the tires.
Yeah.
But Deebo might be more expensive, to be honest.
Yeah.
So we'd have to navigate that. But I would like to see Deebo in Houston.
Well, I feel a little opposite of it. I feel like, again, Deebo, good, great wide receiver, has been a great wide receiver. But I'm not sure he's going to mimic the greatness we've seen from him in San Francisco elsewhere. I just am not. I'm not 100% sure it's going to work, and he's going to play the same somewhere else. And I personally think staying in San Francisco would be better for him. And I feel like, because he is the one that asked for a trade, and he was granted permission to search for a trade with his agent.
Yep.
But I feel like had he not asked that, the 49ers wouldn't have traded him this year. If anything, they would have traded Brandon Ayuk, who they had all those issues with in the beginning of last year.
And he still might be on the trading block.
Yeah, still might. So I feel like he could have stayed there, but he wants to go somewhere else. Seems to be a trending feeling amongst players, beloved NFL players, to certain organizations. He could go to you guys. You guys can use him. He could go to the Chiefs. He could go to the Bills. All teams we just mentioned.
Yeah.
Goodness.
But I also feel like we need to get somebody in the draft, and we will, right? And we'll do a mock draft next week. How about that?
Okay.
Yeah, we'll do a 3 or 4 round mock draft just to whet the people's appetite.
All right, deal.
Yeah, that'll work, man. That'll work. But I could see Deebo with the Texans balling and then getting hurt week 8.
Yeah. For sure. I could definitely see it. I could see him going somewhere and not balling and getting hurt. I see that more than I see him going somewhere and balling and getting hurt.
You see him not balling and getting hurt.
Yeah,
he's a good player. Like
he's a good player. I'm not saying
why would he not ball?
I just don't. He's been on a decline, especially this year. Yeah. I just haven't been getting from Deebo Samuel what I saw 2 years ago.
Yeah,
3 years ago.
I feel you, bro. I feel that, man.
Even last year when his team made it to the Super Bowl, I still wasn't super high on Deebo being. I've always thought Ayuk was the better receiver of the two of them. Anyways.
Yeah. Deebo is a hybrid.
Yeah.
Deebo is a running back / receiver.
Yeah, but that's one of my problems with him in that, like,
okay,
he's on parts of the field that I feel like it works, but when you just try it again and again and again, it's not working so much anymore.
Right.
It doesn't work consistent enough for me to like it all that much.
Yeah. Yep, that makes sense.
So, I'm just not the biggest Deebo guy.
Okay. Big dog.
But more power to him. We'll see where he goes, where he ends up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hopefully not in Kansas City.
Right. All right, that was our last headline.
There we go.
Yeah, and we had excellent conversation regarding 5 takeaways from the Super Bowl and our NFL headlines. Man, you did. I just want to. You did a great job with the rundown.
Oh, thank you.
It was excellent. I don't think I changed a thing. You know, I'm glad you put some thought into it.
Yeah.
And I was glad. I was happy to see that. Anything else, man? Anything else in the league that we didn't talk about?
Can't think of anything football-wise. You see Anthony Davis is out indefinitely?
Oh, man. I sent that to my Dallas Mavericks homeboy who was talking about how out of shape Luka was. We traded Luka because he was out of shape and didn't want to practice. This man gets you 26 points, 14 rebounds, and is going to miss 2 months.
Ooh.
Like, as soon as I sent him that, he called me. He said, "Is this for real?" I said, "Hell yeah, it's for real."
Yeah, it's real. And it's sad. Just speaking on the Dallas Mavericks in general, I've seen. Did you see the video where they had like the karaoke cam during the game, and it went to this one dude's face, and he like mouthed out "Fire Nico," and then I guess later on in the game, him and his friend that he came to the game with him, they had made posters that said "Fire Nico" on it, and they were holding them up.
The owner should have heeded those posters.
Yeah, security kicked him out.
See, that's just bad business.
Removed him from the game.
I guarantee you, Mark Cuban would not have kicked him out.
Definitely not. Mark Cuban wouldn't have made this mistake.
Yeah, first of all, he wouldn't have made the mistake. Second of all, you get fans that don't agree with you. Mark Cuban would have went over there and sat with him and probably talked to him. Like, I guarantee you.
Yeah.
They gonna kick him out. That's why they traded Luka. They gonna kick him. They kicked Luka out, so now they kicking the fans out.
Oh my goodness. It's crazy. It's crazy.
But you know who's enjoying that trade? Lakers. I thought you were gonna say, you said it last time.
Yeah.
Hey, the Lakers winning, bro. They winning with that trade.
LeBron looks like a new player out there on that court.
Man, LeBron, like you go another 20 years.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. He might just play until he's 50. What if
LeBron played till he was 60?
He might. I've seen some.
Can somebody play till they 60?
We'll find out, I suppose.
Will Chamberlain probably could have. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar played till he was down to 45. He probably had another 10 years in him.
If anyone can do it, LeBron can do it.
Civilization got him.
If anyone can do it, LeBron can do it, I think.
Yep. I mean, his outside looks great, but you never know what's happening on the inside.
Exactly.
Blood pressure, the heart, all that kind of stuff. But
Sure.
he does look like he can. If anybody can do it, he can do it.
Oh,
Kevin Durant, he's skinny, but he looks like he's like he could go for a while.
mm-hmm.
Kevin Durant hopping from team to team.
Mm-hmm. I saw this basketball question posed on Twitter. I thought I'd ask you. It said, what's more impressive, a 7-footer that can shoot threes, or a
3-footer that can shoot sevens,
a 7-footer that can shoot that hits threes from the outside,
or a 3-footer that shoots sevens?
No, or or basically Muggsy Bogues. Like who's more impressive?
Or a short guy that can dunk?
A short guy that can dunk, or a 7-footer that can make threes? A Wemby archetype or a Muggsy Bogues type of guy?
So, just the aesthetics of it, just how it looks, would be the smaller guy that can dunk. Mm-hmm. Is more impressive. Mm-hmm. Especially if he can do different types of dunks. Because anybody can learn to chuck a ball from far away.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree. It basically, the thread just delved into like who has the more impressive career between Wemby and Muggsy, and like Wemby's career just started, so
Muggsy couldn't do a whole lot else. Like you gotta be able to hit a jump shot. You've got to be able to be a 3-level scorer if you're a guard. And when you're 5'6",
he was 5'3".
That's hard to do. How tall was he?
5'3".
Damn, that's shorter than I thought. That's tough to do.
Yeah, he's the shortest player to ever play.
Yeah,
like 14 seasons.
But that's impressive. Playing 14 seasons in the NBA at 5'3" is very impressive.
It's insane.
It's close to insane. Absolutely.
It is definitely insane. Mm-hmm. And everyone's tall now. Like, I'm not saying somebody like Wemby isn't impressive and isn't going to have an impressive career and doesn't already. You do, but you don't have. It's a different game for someone that's 5'3".
Yeah.
Everyone is over a foot taller than him.
Yeah.
At least a foot taller than him, mostly.
Yep.
Like you're playing a different game. You're both playing basketball, but
you got to work so much harder to create space.
Yeah. To just have a presence.
For your shot, to pass the ball. Yeah, just to have a presence on the court. Absolutely.
Yeah. So I thought the answer was super simple. I was like, obviously, it's 5'3". It's Muggsy. Yeah. But a lot of people thought it was the other way around.
Oh, really?
Yeah. A lot of it was the game was so much easier back then. That's why a 5'3" player could play for so long.
It was more physical.
That just seems like a cop-out answer to me.
Yeah, that is. It's cop-out. It was more physical back then. So, that wouldn't make it easier.
Right. I agree.
But that's why you asked me, because a lot of people wouldn't know how to answer that question with any type of sense.
There you go.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So what do we have? Let's talk volleyball.
Right.
So your cousin, my niece, Ajani, is an all-star.
Okay.
Congratulations, baby.
Oh!
Yeah, I wanted to mention that. Ajani Taylor is a PVF, Professional Volleyball Federation All-Star. The game will be February 22nd, next Saturday in Indianapolis. it'll be Indianapolis is their home gym. She plays for the Indy Ignite. So congratulations, baby girl.
Yes, congratulations.
Yep. There's quite a few volleyball. She has two other teammates that are all-stars.
Okay.
A lot of good players in the league, and 24 all-stars, and Ajani is one. So,
man, that's
great job, Ajani. We'll be watching. It will be televised nationally on CBS.
What day?
February 22nd, next Saturday.
Putting it down right now.
Yeah.
Oh, dear. All right.
Yeah.
Everybody, y'all better tune in.
Yes. Tune in. Watch that thing. It's going to be high-level volleyball. I've been a volleyball fan ever since she was a freshman, so about 8 years. And I love it. And, I feel like I can coach volleyball now. I'm such a fan.
Okay.
But I wouldn't try to.
Yeah.
What else is going on, man?
Nothing much. I got a tour of a house tomorrow.
Okay. Oh yeah.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Not much else is going on in my life right now. What about yourself?
Okay, man. No, nothing else, man. What else? Just have, Evan is looking for colleges. He's trying to figure out what colleges to go visit.
Okay.
He's got a really, really good GPA, so we're trying to get some academic scholarships and see what colleges will pay the most money for him to go there and that type of thing. So, we can do that, man. He might be on his way to somebody's college, my brother.
I like to hear that.
I think I'm gonna have him apply for Wichita State.
Okay.
Hey, man, you never know.
You'll see.
You never know. Yeah, Wichita State might give him a lot of money. It might say, hey, come here. Be a part of our engineering program.
There we go.
Hey, are there any HBCUs in Kansas?
I have no idea. Let's find out.
Look that up for me, man. That's your job.
Let's find out.
So his mom wants him to go to an HBCU. I don't mind a HBCU, but I also don't mind a PWI. She thinks he'll be taken care of more through an HBCU. She went to an HBCU.
Okay, which one?
I went to a PWI. My sister went to an HBCU. So obviously they all rocking, the HBCU bandwagon. And that sometimes I feel like maybe I missed something by not going to a HBCU.
Right.
But I feel like I gained a lot by going to Stephen F. Austin, which is predominantly white institution.
No, there are not any HBCUs in Kansas.
Well, I didn't think so. Because I generally know HBCUs and Kansas just didn't register. That's the reason I asked. But, I didn't think so. But that's fine. He doesn't have, we're looking for a scholarship. We're looking for paid opportunities to graduate, to increase your graduation rate.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see, man. I think I'm put two little kids in baseball. Let them do some baseball this summer. Have a good time.
Okay.
Did you ever play baseball growing up?
Did I play baseball?
Yeah, not like with your boys, but like competitively.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
I played 7th grade, I believe it was. for the Longhorns was our team.
Okay.
It was a good team, and I got hit with the ball on the hand in practice, and I didn't like the bat after that. So they had me pitch run, but I made the All-Stars as a pitch runner.
Okay.
Yeah, I scored a lot of runs.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stole a lot of bases.
I wasn't all interested in baseball that much. I mean, it was fun to just like play, but I didn't have any like desire to actually play it.
Okay. When did you start? So how tall are you right now? 6'2" or 6'3"?
Right now I'm 6'3".
So when did you start getting tall? Like did you have a growth spurt, or it just sort of happened over time?
I think it just happened at like a steady pace. I didn't really feel tall
Until when?
until maybe like sophomore year of high school.
Okay, that's
I
pretty early.
I was always like I was always told I was tall, you know.
Okay.
But I just didn't feel it really
Uh-huh.
until maybe later on.
Yeah. And when you used to come visit me, and you know I was teaching you to drive and all that stuff,
Mm-hmm.
you didn't seem tall, right? You had long legs,
Right.
but
Right.
you didn't seem tall
Right.
until I didn't see you for 2 years. And the next time I'm like, yeah, you're taller than me.
Yeah.
It felt like you had a growth spurt.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ian is tall. Ian is all legs.
All legs.
All legs, man.
Yeah, I got long legs, long arms. My friends say I'm proportioned weird.
So my college girlfriend used to say that I was an upside down triangle. Because I was all big up top and my little bitty stuff was at the bottom. You know, little bitty legs, big shoulders, and big arms. Upside down triangle.
Lord, that's hilarious.
Yeah, that was hilarious, right? But as much as I worked out my legs, man, I never could get them big.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well.
Are you a runner?
Yeah. I like to run.
Do you? Okay, good. I don't like to run. I never have liked to run, but you do like to run?
I do. I like to run. There's a couple 5Ks coming up this summer that I want to do. Yeah.
Okay.
And I still want to do like maybe a 15 sometime. I really
half marathon.
Yeah. I really probably shouldn't jump from having done one 5K to just doing a 15K, but I don't know. I know it's a big difference, but doing the 5K, I expected it to be hard. So I told myself I'm going to train for it, blah, blah, blah. I ran maybe like a mile and a half in preparation for this 5K. And it wasn't that bad at all, actually.
So a 5K is like 3.5 miles or something like that?
Yeah.
So did you run the entire way or did you walk any?
I ran the entire way, and it was kind of like an obstacle one, so there were points where I had to like kind of like swim too, not like straight up swim, like I can't touch the bottom of the ground, but just like swimming through the water felt a lot better than trudging through it.
Yeah.
So I did that. But yeah, it may be because it was like an obstacle-ish one.
Yeah.
It felt better because I was doing more than just like I was running through, but you stop to get over or get around, whatever you have to do.
Yeah.
Maybe that does make it a little easier, but it was fun. So I'm going to do a couple more of them this summer, and maybe I'll do like a full-on Tough Mudder, like a 15K Tough Mudder next year.
Yeah. Well, oh, Lord. So the 5K was a 5K Tough Mudder?
It wasn't a Tough Mudder, no. It was like a local one here called the Gladiator Dash.
Okay.
That's what it was called. Yeah.
I'll do a 5K Tough Mudder with you. I ain't gonna do no 15K Tough Mudder.
That just sounds so much funner, though.
I'm not gonna do a 15K nothing.
It sounds really, really fun to me.
What,
I know it's
15K?
gonna. Yeah, 15K Tough Mudder. Like, because the 5K obstacle thing I did.
Yeah.
By the time it was over, I was like, I want to go again. Like, it doesn't feel like it was enough.
Wow, you finished like that? You had that much energy and stuff?
Yeah, I mean, my time wasn't like the greatest time in the world or anything, but I also ran it with a friend, so I feel like probably by myself, I probably could have got a little
pushed
faster.
yourself more.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
But I didn't have like the greatest time ever. I had other people that went, they were like, I finished way faster than you. I'm like, yeah, okay, cool. I still have fun.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily about the time, as long as I'm enjoying myself.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, I'll do it with you, but
you gotta shorten the distance. I hear you.
Yeah, gotta shorten the distance, baby.
I hear you.
All right, man.
All right.
It was a great show, man.
Fantastic episode yet again.
Yep, we recapped the Super Bowl. We talked Myles Garret. We talked Joe Burrow. We talked the Saints hiring Kellen Moore as a head coach.
Yep.
And Cooper Kupp, Matthew Stafford, and Deebo Samuel are looking to be traded. Great episode, my brother.
It was a good one.
Yep.
Thank you.
Next week we will do our best to give you guys a mock draft.
Boom.
So I'll do a mock draft for the Texans. You do a mock draft for Cleveland.
Okay,
that's just how we roll. I'm a Texan fan. He's a Cleveland fan. You guys know this. Don't expect Kansas City mock draft. It's not gonna happen.
Never. Never gonna happen.
I might do a Dallas Cowboys mock draft at some point in the future, though.
Okay.
But that's probably. But Texans and Cleveland is next week. Probably no more than 3 or 4 rounds of it.
Yeah.
Right.
Sounds good.
We'll build up to a 7-round mock draft.
All right.
Yep. And we'll do it like that, man. But he's Tyler A. Sims. I'm Eric T. Jackson. This has been Like Father, Like Son on Sports.
Boom. Thank you, everybody.
Yes,
Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. I love you, Dad.
Love you too, boy.
I will see you guys next time.
Yes, sir.